everybody, right now we're here with Miss Ayanna.
Hi, hello.
And I'm so glad to have her in the studio with me today. A lot of people don't know that we go way back.
Way back.
And I watched her grow vocally. She's a great actress, singer, songwriter, everything that you can think of. She's just amazing at it. So I thought that, there's no one else that I would want to interview first for this music section than her, just so she can give you guys some insight into herself, outside of the artist, outside of the actress, outside of all of that, just so you guys can see who she is and fall in love with her just like I did. So firstly, I guess my first question to you would be, I want to know where you're from, because a lot of people don't know that you have that east side of Atlanta vibe going on. You're from the east side of Atlanta. I know you went to Regan High School.
Yes.
I went to Lithonia High School, so
right.
we have that in common.
Right.
Along with other things that we'll talk about.
Okay.
You tell me about that. So tell me about your East Atlanta influence. Tell me about that first. Tell me about where you're from and how that makes you who you are right now.
Okay, it grew me up culturally. Like, while I was growing up through the 90s and the 2000s, I was heavily influenced by, the Outkast and the Goody Mobs of the world. And I was, the snap music. Snap music was huge when we were in high school. So we was, we was killing it. You know what I mean? Up in Wet Seal, girl. We had Wet Seal, girl. We got the Wet Seal jeans on, girl. We got the waist belt on. You know what I mean? The beat, but it's just, I just have to say, Atlanta has definitely influenced me musically because we had so many incredible musical influences, not only, from Atlanta, but just thriving. And they wanted everybody to know where they were from. Like, for example, perfect, example is Outkast. Andre and Big Boy, they're international stars.
Definitely.
But people over in Prague, people over in New Zealand, people over in Tokyo, they know they are from Atlanta, Georgia. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. And now more than ever, Atlanta is this big cultural hub now with so much going on and, so much musical influence, not just in the United States, but around the world. And I'm so excited to kind of be a part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
But definitely from the east side, growing up with snap music and you know what I mean. Who else we got? Who's
your musical R&B influence that's from Atlanta?
Oh, Monica for sure, hands down. She the queen. You know what I mean? She started it. She's she's beautiful. She's relatable. She's incredibly talented. She's incredibly approachable, personable. So she's definitely somebody that I took from and I learned from. And I'm just saying, I'm excited to even halfway be a part of the mix.
Yeah,
so I'm ready.
I understand that. I can definitely see you in the same category as Monica. You guys are both super approachable, relatable. So I can definitely understand why you made that connection, that comparison. So that's something I would definitely say. So I guess I want to know now, like, what age or when did you know that you were meant to do music? When did you know that this was, this is my thing? When did you find that out?
As early, I know it's 3 or 4 years old.
3 or 4 years
I can remember, so I had a bunch of like Disney sing-along tapes, like, with the words and the little bouncing balls, and it's like, I love you, you love me. That's Barney, but we get it. But yeah, I can like literally and distinctly remember looking at those videos and be like, past the words, girl, who is this girl? Singing and having the time of her life with Mickey and Goofy, because that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just remember the feeling that I felt, even at 3 and 4 years old. You know what I mean? I kind of feel that I didn't choose music. Music was something that cliche chose me.
That's awesome. I hear that all the time, and especially from like, artists who are so talented vocally, music chose them. And it's so refreshing to hear that because it's like, your voice is a gift.
Yeah.
So it chose you.
Right.
You're a vessel for everyone, to basically hear this beautiful voice, and it gets them through a lot of things. So I feel like vocalists, y'all are just like top tier to me. Singing is not something that everyone can do.
Girl.
Definitely, it chose you, and you're where you are for a reason.
Right.
And I always believe that. Yeah, so
but
definitely.
You have to know this wasn't something I always accepted about myself.
Okay, yeah.
So this wasn't something that, like when I say music chose me, I kind of fought against it a little bit.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, Yeah, because I come from a very conservative family. You know, my mother's an engineer, my father's a pastor, so they're very, you know, black and white, you know, not very great people. So I kind of grew up thinking, you know, the arts general, that doesn't make money. You know what I mean? You know, you grow up and you want to do things that are going to, you know, allow you to flourish and thrive in life. And being a ballet dancer or being a singer or being an actress, you know, unless you were here, you know, and to go from here to here is a lot of work. You know, it's not feasible and it's not realistic.
I understand that because, you know, a lot of our parents, especially like being in the arts or just having a dream in general, are so against. I wouldn't even say they're against, but it's just so new to them or so different from the path that they have chosen for them. You know, they see their kids, you know, they want us to be doctors, lawyers.
Oh, I was supposed to be a basketball player.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be Skylar Diggins, period, point blank.
You're supposed to be doctor.
Because my parents, they're basketball players, so they met because of basketball, you know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a real love and basketball situation.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that. So your parents met where?
So both my parents are from Atlanta, and they met in high school. My mom went to South Side, my dad went to Walker High, which is now McNair.
Okay, McNair.
Yeah.
East side.
Yeah, so they met, and because of basketball, my mom was in the 9th, my dad was in the 12th. And that's kind of how their thing kindled. So they're sports people, you know what I mean? They knew that you can get scholarships, which my daddy did. He went to Grambling to go play basketball and to get your education and to get some money, and maybe I could go pro with it. But I've always been called to the arts. I don't care how hard I tried to pull away from it and to do the things they wanted me to do. I can distinctly remember when because I went to the Cab School of the Arts and I was transferred from DSA to Reading. And I remember because DSA didn't have sports, and I was like, ooh, finally got some sports. Because I went to art schools my whole life. So I was like, finally got some sports, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna make my parents proud, and we gonna play on this basketball team. Girl, I ain't have no tennis shoes. I had some Reebok Soldiers. So, girl, we had some black Reebok Soldiers, so we strapped them mugs up, and I auditioned. Well, is it audition? See, that's how artsy I am. I tried out for the basketball team, and girl, they only took me because I'm doggone near 6 foot tall. But I was on the team for all of 2 days, and then 2 days later, they had auditions for the gospel choir. Girl, you know I was up in there, and I auditioned, and I made it, and they made me like co-director, and I was just like, see you later, basketball.
Exactly.
Girl,
you know, it's moments like that I feel like are really defining in our lives. You know, that's the path you chose to take, and it's definitely, you know, paying off because look at where you are now. And I just feel like a lot of times we have to get away from what our parents choose for us and really follow our own path. I know so many creatives and so many people just out here just trying to live their dreams, and it's just like we really have to, you know, grab a hold of who we are. And I'm just so glad that you shared that story. You know, for people listening and watching, you know, who may be going through the same thing or have people in their lives who are going through the same thing. It's just like, hey, I'm not trying to disappoint you, but I have my own path.
And I'm still doing it. I'm still learning because it was, you know, I've, you know, grown up, my parents have always been in my life. You know, I've even had step parents who have contributed to my upbringing, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the influence and the things that they've taught me. But it wasn't until, honestly, maybe a couple of years ago, I'm 27 now, that I didn't know I had the right to choose. To be quite honest, I didn't know I had the right to choose, you know, who I wanted to be in life. I thought at all times I had to make my parents happy because I've only ever grown up under my parents' rules. So I was just like, you know, if it didn't make my parents proud, you know, I beat myself up because I was like, what am I doing wrong? Obviously, these people know what's best for me, you know, and I'm over here making these mistakes, but they weren't mistakes. And everything I've ever done, and it's so crazy, it's so cliche, but everything I've ever done has brought me right here to this point, and I thank God for it. I could be more grateful for it. You know, so even our failures, even our successes, even I done transferred schools, God knows how many times.
Now let's segue into that. Let's talk about your collegiate journey because that's where we first met.
Yes.
At UC in I think 2008.
Yes.
Yeah, you were a freshman. So tell me about that when you first started at Spelman College. What brought you there? You know, and then your journey. You don't have to give us the whole thing. Just give us a brief synopsis, you know, through the years. Because what a lot of people don't know is that you're actually very well educated in this music thing. So it's not just something you do in your spare time. You took the time to trained to actually know what you're doing outside of the vocals. So just let us know, a brief synopsis of that.
So I went to Spelman College on a music scholarship. I majored in vocal performance and a minor in composition. So I had a plan. So by the time I graduated from high school, I knew an entertainer in some respect is what I wanted to be, is who I wanted to be. And I knew my parents they weren't just gonna let me go to school, or just period not let me go to school.
Yeah.
So I said, if I'm gonna go to school, I am gonna kind of figure out a way to do what I want to do. So I majored in music, and minored in composition, and a double minor in Spanish, because my daddy said I just had to learn Spanish. Bilingual people get paid more money. My daddy is a money guy. You know what I mean? But I don't blame him for him when I get it. But anyway, so I went to school for vocal music. I ended up not losing my scholarship, but they were, funding was really low. So especially for HBCU, girl.
Trump will not stop anybody's blessings.
Will y'all please give these black schools some money?
Right.
But no, so I lost my scholarship, ended up transferring to Georgia State, and I was a little depressed because Spelman is where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spelman, they indoctrinate you. They're like, it's a place for you.
It's
a placement for you. I wouldn't say brainwash. My Spelman sus. Now you know we not brainwashed. That's that Clark talk. That's that Clark talk.
And then,
that's that Clark talk. That's that Clark talk. Anyway, don't pay her no mind. But I really thought that, I just knew I wanted to be the best of the best of the best. Yeah. And in my mind, that's what Spelman was. So when I ended up going to Georgia State, I was like, why am I here? You know what I mean? I was frustrated. I was angry. I didn't understand. I did everything I was supposed to do, and yet I still didn't get what I wanted. Yeah. But Georgia State changed my life. That's where I met you. Yeah. Well, I mean, we met at Clark, but we got close and acquainted at Georgia State. But I mean, the people that I met, I always say Spelman taught me how to survive. Spelman taught me my identity. Spelman really allowed me to become confident in being an African American woman in the world, period. That's awesome. But Georgia State taught me how to thrive with that identity. You know what I mean? Take who I am, and what I represent, and just be me and go ham. Yeah. And people love it. And I'm not gonna stop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an amazing journey. And it's a testament to where, it's not always what we want, it's what God sees for our lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure, absolutely.
So I feel like if you haven't heard that, just listen to this story. That's definitely what that is.
Yes.
God placed you there for a reason. Yeah. And it allows you to thrive, because you have your master's degree.
I do have my master's degree in international and intercultural communication.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so when I transferred to Georgia State, I switched my major. I ended up double majoring in music and journalism, and minoring in Spanish, and then ended up.
She is smart, y'all. She is smart. She's super smart. No,
because in my mind, again, because I wanted to make my parents proud, and especially, my parents kind of got in my head about the whole Spelman thing, like maybe music is in the way, if you just go, this is more stable, and there's so much money in this, and you have the face for it, and so I allowed them to convince me, and because it does make sense logically, it makes sense, but everything isn't logical in this life.
It's not. It's
and you have to realize that, and so I ended up getting my master's basically in advanced communications, because I was like, if anything, I'm going to be in entertainment some kind of way. But it is what I'm called to do, and I can't help that, and I don't apologize for it. I don't apologize for my gift or my skill. I'm just doing it, and I love it.
I'm just glad you learned to live life unapologetically. That's what it's all about. Just taking your talents and letting the world, see them, hear them, feel them, just being out there and touching those people that may have the same exact story, maybe going through the same exact thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
So it's just awesome to hear that.
Thank you.
So who are some of your musical influences?
So growing up, you can ask my mom. My mama said that Whitney and Mariah were my best friends.
Oh, Whitney and
So
Mariah.
I know it sounds crazy, but I've always been like a pop diva icon kind of girl. So from the Whitneys to the Mariahs to the Aretha's, you know what I mean, to the Patties, to the Beyoncés of today, to the Alicia Keys. I've always had my sights set high. And I'm not saying anything about indie artists. I'm an indie artist. But I mean, they're the ones that it's glamorized, and they make amazing songs, and their voices are amazing. And I just knew, I was just like, I think I can do that.
Yeah, definitely. She was the girl in 08 who had the popping hair, Before we were doing Instagram.
Who put you on to the sewing, Lauren?
So, girl,
Who put you on the 3 girls and a needle?
We were at 3 girls and a needle, getting it done. Okay.
Do you know because of you, they literally wrote me a $500 check as a scholarship for school. Girl, they presented it to me everything.
Oh, wow.
Y'all,
I never knew that.
So I used to be weave queen.
She
had
hair, eyebrows, everything.
laid.
YouTube channel back.
Girl, if I had known better.
Girl.
So laid. And all the girls when I got to spelling were like, girl, who, what? So I was just like, 3 girls and a needle, 3 girls and a needle, 3 girls and a needle. This is pubbing, I'm pubbing y'all now. But anyway, 3 girls and a needle, and you went to a whole bunch of people went. Girl, I had sent them over 30 girls.
Really?
Girl, they gave me
you have that type of influence, and that's just a testament to show how you have that influence.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like something that I was like, wow, who's this girl? Her hair's always done. Her eyebrows always look great. And like I said, it was back before we had the Insta
girl, because they was thin as wind, honey.
Before we had tutorials, before we knew what to really do, you had that going on, and that's just something, that's a testament to who you are. You were always ahead of the trends, or always ahead of what was, popular at the time. You always had it together. So that's something that made me notice you, and that made everyone, kind of want to follow what you were doing. So that's something that was like, okay, she's a star.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Because, I struggle with accepting that myself.
Yeah, you gotta, girl, that's just why you gotta embrace it. You gotta, accept it, and that's what it is. So let's talk about what you have going on right now. Okay. Let's talk about the current projects that you're working on. I know that you are doing something with my guy Sergio's, my bro.
Yes.
I want to talk about that. Let the viewers know what's going on with that, and then I want you to talk about what's going on musically on your own. Okay.
So what I have with my guy Sergio and a fellow artist of mine, Brave Jackson. We have a TV show coming out called Dream, the Urban Musical, and we're signed with Trace TV. It's actually an international network based out of France, but they're in over 160 countries, and they're launching here in the U.S. later on this year. So they're linear channel through Comcast Xfinity, and they have a digital platform that is going to be comparable to like a Hulu and a Netflix. It's called Trace Play. It's already available, but we're actually their first original series. Ooh. Yeah, so we've been doing Dream for a long time.
Dream is awesome, y'all. If y'all haven't checked it out, y'all need to. It's so cool. It's drama all
Thank you, girl. So much drama.
Yeah, so much drama. And when I say it's an urban musical, it is an urban musical.
Yes.
It's singing, the dancing, the storyline, the plot, everything is on point. So check that out. Let them know where they can see the past episodes at.
So for right now, you can definitely visit us on our Facebook page. It's Theshay West, who's our director. Theshay West presents Dream, the Urban Musical. Okay. So you can follow us there, and then from there, there's our website, there's our YouTube link, there's a Facebook page. So it's Dream the series. It's everything that you need at your fingertips, and we're launching very, very soon. We're filming it right now, so I'm super excited about it. So there's that. That's the acting piece. But as far as my new music, I have my single coming out at the end of the month. I'm so excited, girl. Please, let me tell the people.
Yeah, tell the people.
This has been a very long time coming. Like, there's things that I had to overcome internally. There's situations I had to overcome externally. And it's just, everything just happens when it's supposed to happen. So I'm so excited about the music. It's definitely been a labor of love. But my new single comes out this month at the end of May.
Okay, awesome. Who have you been working with on your new music?
So I've been working with, it's so crazy how everything works out, with a good friend of mine, Carl Devonish. He went to Morehouse when I went to Spelman. So we linked. And it's crazy because I didn't even know he did music. We met in the studio maybe a year ago. Again, I was like, Carl? He was like, Yana, what's up? So we hugged, and we ended up getting into a session that night. And we ended up making the song that's going to be my single. Okay, awesome. And it was just crazy. While we were making it, we looked at each other. We were just like,
that's the one.
That's it. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's awesome. My homeboy Cam Wallace, he produced Upgrade You for Beyonce. Oh, okay, he produced Shattered by 7th Streeter. He has a lot of things going on. And so those are kind of the two that are executive producing my project, but my project's coming out this summer. I just can't wait.
That's so awesome.
I just can't wait. And I love it. I don't care if anybody else loves it. I love it. And I'm so excited about it, and I'm happy. It's just happening.
I'm so happy for you. That's awesome
to
hear. So if you want to, sing a little something for the people, just give us a little taste of what they can look forward to.
I don't want to sing any of my new songs. I don't want to spoil it. Okay, everybody. So I grew up in the church.
Okay.
You know, I love church. For some reason, gospel is on my heart right now.
Okay, sing.
So I'm gonna sing. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I told the storm, even though your winds blow, I want you to know you cause me no alarm, 'cause I'm safe in his arms, even though your rain falls, I can still make this call. Let there be peace. Now I can say, go away. Lord, I command you to move today because of grace. I have a brand new day. The sun will shine, and I will be okay. And that's what I told the storm. That's what I told the storm. Okay.
Well, then let's say no more. Okay.
Oh, real quick. Say no more.
It's over.
All right, bye.
No,
It was all right.
That was beautiful. So everybody, I don't need to say why you need to check her out. That said enough.
Yeah.
Just let people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, how they can get in touch with you. Well, not get in touch with you.
Yeah. On social media.
Let the people know.
So every bit of my social media is Ayanna Official. You can actually just go straight to my website, AyannaOfficial.com, and I have little widgets at the bottom of my website that takes you to my Instagram, to my YouTube, to my SoundCloud, to my Facebook, Twitter, everywhere you need to go. And if you want to reach me personally, you can admire Ayanna@gmail.me, admire Ayanna@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a